All right. Good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join myself and our Senior Associate Dean, Dr. Volkan Otugen. So my name is Lexi Reynolds, and I am the Associate Director of International Graduate Admission at the Lyle School of Engineering at SMU in Dallas, Texas. So today we're going to talk a little bit about who we are as a school, what types of research are going on, and then some of our admissions requirements. And then we're here to answer your questions. So we're going to start with our Senior Associate Dean, Dr. Volkan Otugen.
Lexi, thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. And thank you for your interest in joining us today to learn about SMU and the Lyle School of Engineering. I will start a presentation, and I'll talk about SMU in general and the School of Engineering in particular. And then I will turn it over to Lexi Reynolds, who will be talking about the specific programs, graduate degree programs, and she will talk about how to apply and go through all the processes. And hopefully we will have sufficient time for questions and answers. At a quick glance, SMU is located in the heart of Dallas and in a neighborhood called the Highland Park and University Park, the Park Cities. It's a private university. It is a nationally highly ranked university in the United States. It was founded in 1911. Next slide, please. And this is actually a view from campus looking downtown, the previous one. This photograph is actually called the Dallas Hall. It was the very first building built on campus. It was started in 1911. The university, as I mentioned, is a comprehensive university, which means that it's a university that offers bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and doctoral degrees, and it is classified as a research university. And on the campus is 237 acres. Now, this is about approximately 22 hectares. For those of you who are familiar with the metric units. The campus has 101 buildings, and as I said, it offers undergraduate, graduate degrees and professional master's degrees. A good number of them, most of them, are nationally recognized. Next slide, please. So at a continuing with the quick glance, it has about 12,000 students. Actually, we have a little bit more than 12,000 students this year, 12,240, I believe. Of these, a little bit more than half are undergraduate students for the bachelor's degree, lisans derecesi in Turkish. And approximately this year, 5,500 students are graduate students, and these are master's students and various doctoral degrees. The students come from every state in the United States, plus 90 countries, in addition to the United States. And in the academic year 2016-2017, a total of almost 4,000 degrees were awarded, and actually the largest number of degrees are master's degrees, and you can see on the screen almost 1,800 bachelor's degrees, a little bit more than 1,800 master's degrees, and over 300 doctoral degrees. Next slide, please. So this is one of the newer buildings. Actually, Lexi and I are just a very short walking distance from this building. This is an administrative building, Blanton. So coming back to the presentation, so there are 7 schools / college And obviously, in addition to Lyle School of Engineering, we have the Meadows School of Arts, Perkins School of Theology, Simmons School of Education. We have Cox Business School. Dedman College is the only college. The others are named schools. Dedman College actually houses sciences and the humanities. And we also have the Dedman School of Law. So we have everything except for a medical school. SMU has every different branch of higher education. Next slide, please. Now, let me talk a little bit about the School of Engineering, Lyle School of Engineering. So we have a total of 71 full-time faculty, most of whom are tenured or tenure-track or tenured professors. And the faculty is nationally and internationally recognized in their respective fields. And almost all of the faculty have the terminal degrees, doctoral degree, in their respective fields. And 18 of them are fellows of their own professional societies. And we also are proud to mention that we have 3 members of the National Academy of Engineering in the U.S., which is pretty much for engineering is the highest honor. We have 11 Early Career Award winners from the National Science Foundation and Department of Defense. This is very rare to get. Early recognition for young professors, and this is a fairly large number for the total number of faculty. And let me talk a little bit about the students. It's about 2,000 students in total in engineering, and roughly 1,000 students are undergraduate students, and the other half, another 1,000 is graduate students. We have 180 doctoral students, and it varies anywhere between 180 to about 200 doctoral students. Approximately half of our graduate students are international. They come from all over. Certainly, we have students coming from Turkey as well. And for undergraduates, the ACT and SAT scores are hovering around 31.5 for ACT, 31.2 to 31.5, and the average SAT for last year was 1,401. Next slide, please. Oh, go back, Lexi, if you would. Go back to the previous slide, and I'll mention so this is the southern entrance of the campus, coming from the south into the campus. We pride ourselves for the quality of the academic education that we provide and practical education that we provide, and also the doors that we were able to open for people because of our education and where we're located in the heart of Dallas. Really, there's a lot of opportunities for internships, for job opportunities, but those are the things that we're most proud of. But I do want to mention that we do have a beautiful campus, and I joined from New York. I joined SMU 13 years ago, and they were telling me, well, you should come here, you should be a professor here. It's a beautiful university. It's famous, but we have a wonderful campus. Of course, I said, yeah, sure. But it turns out that it really is a fantastic campus. So you do want to study hard. You do want a life and a career. That's why you go to graduate school. But at the same time, if you can do it in style, in a beautiful campus, that's an added bonus. So with that, maybe you can move on to the next slide, Lexi. So we have a number of, in the engineering school, we have a number of centers and institutes. Caruth Institute of Engineering Education is one of them. One of the things that's related to graduate students, most relevant to you people, is the fact that we are developing leadership skills for our graduate students, how to present orally, written, and also Careers Institute helps with placement of students, finding, helping find jobs for students. Obviously, we cannot guarantee jobs to anyone, but we do help. We do have very extensive training and connection abilities. So the other one is the Darwin Deason Institute for Cybersecurity. Those of you who are interested in the cyber world and a degree in that area, computer science, computer engineering, data science, data engineering, Darwin Deason Institute for Cybersecurity is a wonderful place to be associated with. It's a research institute, but it does have connections to the academic side as well. The other one is the Hart Center for Engineering Leadership. I confused a little bit. It's not the Careers Institute, but Hart Center for Engineering Leadership will be helping you with setting you up for your successful career after you graduate. We also have the Hunter and Stephanie Hunt Institute for Engineering and Humanity, and there are opportunities to be engaged in. And if I were to select some areas, civil engineering, environmental engineering would be probably the best connection. There are research opportunities there. And there's the Research Center for Advanced Manufacturing, and with that, Laser Aided Manufacturing Center. And these are advanced manufacturing research laboratories, but some of the undergraduate and graduate courses are such that you get to visit and learn some of the modern techniques in manufacturing. Hart Institute for Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. Those of you who are interested in entrepreneurship, in down the road, if you're interested in starting your own startup company, a high-tech company, we do have the Hart Institute, and we do have a degree program, which is engineering entrepreneurship. And if you choose that master's degree program, you would be taking courses from several different departments, and you would be actually visiting several research laboratories and look for technologies that are just being developed so that you can participate in developing patents and intellectual property. So as you can see, it's really, really broad-based. Next slide, please. So academic departments, we have 5 academic departments: civil and environmental engineering, computer science, electrical and computer engineering, engineering management, information and systems, in which also operations research resides as a graduate degree in the EMAS department. And lastly, but not least, we have mechanical engineering, and I used to be the chair of that department before I became the senior associate dean. Each of these departments offers a Master of Science, MS degrees, as well as doctoral degrees, PhD and Doctor of Engineering. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, we have master's degrees and PhDs, doctoral degrees. And on the master's degree side, we have the traditional master's degree programs such as electrical MS in electrical engineering, MS in mechanical engineering, civil engineering, so on and so forth. We also have, because of the high-tech companies that are in our neighborhood here, we also have degrees, professional degrees, that are more tailored, more specifically for a certain area of the industry. And some of those, the students who come for those degrees are actually full-time employed in the industry. But some of the other ones are people who would be, students who are full-time. They want to start and finish at in a timely fashion, and a number of international graduate students are actually enrolled in these professional degree programs as well. So, in addition, we have the PhD programs and research. We have a large number of research laboratories. And on the screen, you see that there are, some of the selected areas that I pretty much randomly selected. Again, we run the whole range from mechanical engineering to civil engineering to environmental to operations research to computer science, electrical engineering, and some of the faculty are the best known scientists in their fields nationally and internationally. I think this is about my last slide, but before I turn it over to Lexi to talk more about the specific programs, let me also mention why we think SMU is a good fit for a lot of international students, particularly from Turkey. SMU is located, as I mentioned, in Dallas, and just north of us is the town called Richardson and Plano, which are the suburbs, banlieues of Dallas. And some of the biggest high-tech companies are located there, included, for example, TI, Texas Instruments, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, L3. These are the big ones. Related to that, there are a lot of smaller startup, high-end, high-tech companies, and we have very strong connections with them. And a good number of our students actually do internship, or they could do their practical training. Some of them get jobs. So that is an advantage that if you go to a campus that's in a big state school in the U.S. that's in the middle of nowhere, you do not have these advantages. So I just wanted to mention that that leg up when you study at SMU, engineering at SMU. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Lexi.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Otugen. Okay, so we are going to get to talk about a little bit about our programs, and then kind of more about the admissions process. And then we are going to be answering your questions, because I know some of them are starting to pop up in the chat, and some of them will be answering in this upcoming section right here. So these are our master's level programs. So like Dr. Otugen said, we have programs that are in civil and environmental, mechanical, so basically in all the more technical disciplines, but then also areas that you might not be so familiar with. So like design and innovation. So these multidisciplinary programs that are concentrated in engineering, but also they can pick and choose from the different areas. So we also offer something I think to find very, very unique. And I don't know too many other institutions that offer this type of a dual degree. So the majority of our MS degrees, you can partner with our Cox School of Business with the MBA. It's also a 2-year program, so it's a little bit more accelerated, but you end up with 2 of these degrees. So if you're thinking that you are wanting to have more of that business side of things, but also want that technical degree, this might be something that you're really, really interested in. And then, of course, we have our doctoral programs. So, when you start with your bachelor's degree, you get this general knowledge. And then once you start moving into your master's level programs, you get a little bit more concentrated. And then once you get to a doctoral program, you are going to be very, very concentrated on specific types of research that you're interested in, as well as what the professors on campus, your faculty advisors will be, what research they're doing as well. So you definitely want to make sure that when you're looking at both a master's and a doctoral level program, you want to see the research that's going on, because you want to be interested in, you know, kind of getting more knowledge for something that's going to, you know, take you further along down the road. So let's talk a little bit about the admissions process. Our application deadlines are September 1st for the spring semester, and then for the fall is going to be May 15th. So right now we are accepting applications for fall 2021. And with that being said, once we get done with the presentation, I will put several links in the chat so that you have access to our application and kind of more program information. So I'll be giving that to you as well. So let's talk about the general admissions requirements. So other than, of course, the application, we accept unofficial transcripts for the application review. So as soon as a student is admitted, they are required to submit the official transcripts. We are looking for GPA of a 3.0 and above in areas related to the degree program you're applying for. We also require, not for every program, but for most programs, the GRE. And the faculty reviewers are looking at that quantitative score to be in the 80th percentile and above. So on our application instructions and application link page, we have a list of the programs that require that GRE. We also are looking for a statement of purpose, kind of why you think the Lyle School of Engineering is a good fit for you. What do you want to do with this degree? And that's kind of what we're looking for in that. There's not a lot of people who kind of understand what that statement of purpose is. So that's, you know, why SMU Lyle. We are also looking for a resume, either professional or academic. There is no traditional graduate students. So we have students who have just received their bachelor's degree and are now wanting to earn their master's degree. And then we have people who have been in the work field for, you know, 10, 15 years and decided that they want to come back and get their master's degree. So you kind of get the gamut of student population in the age range. Also, 3 letters of recommendation are required for doctoral students. And then for master's applicants, that's an option for you. Also, proof of English proficiency is required for our international students. We accept Duolingo, IELTS, and TOEFL. And with those, I'll give you the scores that we're looking for. For Duolingo, it's a 110 minimum. IELTS is a 6.5 band score, and the TOEFL is an 80. So let's say you submitted the application and you're kind of looking at, you know, what this review process is looking like. It's, you know, every school's a little bit different. So you're going to get your materials reviewed. You'll start with your transcript review. Then you'll move into program review, where faculty will review your application. And I think that's also a very interesting point. Fact to point out is that the faculty who you'll be working with, those are the people who will be looking at your application. So it's not necessarily people within my office. It is the actual faculty who you'll be working with. So program review, then the department chair of your intended programs department will review your application, and then a decision will be rendered. And then once a decision's rendered, it'll show up in your student account, and you are then able to accept your offer of admission. And then that just starts the I-20 process and a whole bunch of the next steps. And pretty much what I am here for is to kind of help you through that entire process, from kind of this type of situation where we get to kind of first interact with each other and then work through that application process. And then after students are admitted, I work with them all the way through orientation, and then always happy to be in contact with the students here on campus with anything that they need assistance with. So that is what I kind of do as an overview for my job. So now I would like to kind of open it up to questions, and we can answer those in the chat. So let's see. Okay.
There are many questions in the question.
Okay. Dr. Otugen, I see that there is a question about the SAT or ACT. Do you have a little information on that particular requirement?
SAT and ACT are for undergraduate degrees. And the undergraduate degree decisions, yes, is SAT required compulsory. As far as I know, it is a requirement for the bachelor's degree. Application for a bachelor's degree, not a master's or a PhD, but to apply for a bachelor's degree, either SAT or ACT it has been required. The reason I'm not definite about this is that the undergraduate application decisions are made by the university administration, not by the school itself or the department itself. I think there has been some conversation about suspending that requirement because of COVID-19, but I do not know if that has been decided upon yet. But I think, Lexi, for Hülya, we could find information if she can contact us separately. We could definitely find information on undergraduate applications.
Yes.
I can't be more definite because things are a little different because of COVID right now.
Right. Yes. So we are happy to I will put my email address in the chat, and I will
So Burça said that start from the bottom, go up with the questions.
Okay.
Feyza Yalçın has a question. Is there partner companies that we could do internship during our education? Lexi, did you want to take that question, or did you want me to answer? If you have more specific information, go right ahead.
No, go ahead, Dr. Otugen.
So Feyza, we have fairly large, good opportunities for internship during education, but we cannot obviously guarantee an internship. But Hart Center for Engineering Leadership actually has several full-time people working to be a liaison between the companies and the universities, the engineering school students. So that is a possibility, strong possibility, but we don't have a degree program that neither requires an internship nor guarantees an internship. However, as I said, we do have an office that's very active and well connected with the industry, right in our neighborhood and beyond.
Okay, looks like there's a question about non-accredited departments and will this affect the graduate application? So So is that specific to your program in Turkey? So we would have.
Let me assume so.
Okay.
Jihan, actually, every application is considered separately. And once we, receive the application, the committees in that area will consider everything separately, and they will look at it. I do not know exactly what you mean by non-accredited department, but the things that will be taken into consideration is first and foremost, as Lexi said, your GPA, what university you're coming from, what department, what program, is it related to what you want to study here at SMU, and also your reference letters will be important as well. So I hope that helps you with your question.
Perfect. So at this time, we do not have any 2+2 or 3+2 dual degrees with any Turkish universities. Did you want to cover that any more, Dr. Otugen?
No, that pretty much covers it. At the present, we do not have any 3+2 or 4+1 or 2+2 programs with any university in Turkey, but we have had discussions. We do have discussions, but nothing that we could publicly report at this time.
Okay. We currently do not have a sole representative in Turkey. My position kind of covers all of our areas of focus in recruitment and admissions. So myself and Dr. Otugen, in times that have been a little bit more stable to travel in, we have been to Turkey a couple of times, and we'll hope to be returning to that type of recruitment soon.
We hope so, because COVID has stopped us.
Yes.
I enjoy traveling, and I was born and raised in Istanbul, so and I have family there, and I visit them, and whenever I go, I stop by at several universities. I'm looking forward to continuing that when this COVID-19 is over.
Okay, we do have an IEP program. It's not the actual ELS programs. Let me see, I can drop, I will get that information in the chat about the IEP program. If students are awarded conditional admission for proof of English proficiency, they have the ability to either retest or become a part of the IEP program and then complete that and then join the Lyle School of Engineering. So here is, I will put it in the chat underneath my email address, and that is our ELS and IEP programs. Okay. Dr. Otugen, do you want to talk about how the funding opportunities and how they work, or do you want me to cover that?
Why don't you start, and then if there's anything that I can imagine I can say, I will join in.
Okay, so our funding opportunities come pretty much specifically from each department. So what we tell students is, if you are interested in funding, reach out to the departments and the faculty that you might want to be working with. And also I can help kind of assist you in facilitating those, kind of starting those conversations. I will also put in the chat our departments, link to our departments. And so what this page will show is each of the 5 academic departments that we went over, and you will be able to click on them and then see the faculty and the research, as well as all of the programs. I think this is a really, really helpful link right here. If you're kind of just looking into the opportunities that we have for research and for funding, as well as the faculty that you would be working with, that is a really, really important link to take a look at.
Very good. There's a question. Oh, how many Turkish students do you have in total? I do not know that.
That would be something we could find out for you. So if you want to email me, I would be happy to find out that specific data for you. Okay.
So Merve has a question. How is career opportunities for international students after graduation?
So that would be something that we would want you to get in touch with our Heart Center about, because that once students are admitted, they really, really get to partner with them, kind of with those types of opportunities, as well as the CPT and OPT. But again, like Dr. Otugen said, if you are wanting to be in an area that has the potential for growth, and what they're starting to call Dallas is the new Silicon Valley. So if you are wanting to be in the tech field, in the tech world, this is a great place to kind of further yourself, because you are going to have more opportunities here than you would in some of the other institutions. And like Dr. Otugen said, like myself, I went to a big public institution that was kind of located in kind of a more rural area. And so I didn't have some of the same opportunities that students who did programs that were in bigger cities did. So now looking back at those things, I'm like, oh, like those things really do impact your academic journey, but then also your future to a career path. So let's see.
One thing, while you're looking at the next question, Lexi, let me also add for Merve is that because of our closeness physically to some of the top technology companies, we do have a number of people, top people in these companies on our boards, executive board of the Lyle School of Engineering. That's an extra connection. Again, we're not here to make promises about jobs. We can't, nobody can and nobody should. But given where we are, given the relationship we have with the industry and the quality of our graduates, the people who graduate from us, is that our students definitely are on demand. So, but that's as far as I can say, because we cannot guarantee jobs. Sorry, Lexi, go ahead.
No, that is a very, very good point. So talking about the other requirements, we haven't changed any application deadlines, especially our fall 2021 deadline, which is May 15th. That is you have a long time to complete your application process. And so start dates, though, we did change our spring start date. So we have changed our terms a little bit to kind of deal with the COVID-19 and the pandemic situation to make sure that our students, faculty, and staff can be as safe as possible, to kind of return more to that normal learning community, you know, in class, in person. So we did offer that this fall. We didn't have the breaks that we normally do, so it was more of a shortened semester. There were no less days, there were just kind of a little less breaks in between. So currently, the students are technically no longer on campus and in class. They ended class right before the Thanksgiving holiday here in the US, and they will be taking all of their finals online. And that is kind of the same setup that they are doing for the spring semester as well. So it was more of a hybrid setup for the classes. But at the graduate level here at SMU, and specifically in Lyle, your class sizes are smaller anyway, so you get to interact and work with your faculty on, you know, how class is going to be set up for the coming semester. So there is a question, online programs. So yeah, all of our master's level programs can be completed 100% online. So it's just when a student is admitted, they will just choose the course section that will be completed online. It doesn't show up any different on your transcripts or on your degree that you completed it 100% online. But Dr. Otugen, can you talk a little bit about the success Lyle has had in kind of our distance education?
Definitely. So this is from Eda. We have the second oldest distance education school in engineering, and we started distance education in late 1960s because of the industry, and people from the industry did not drive down to campus, but we would be beaming it through microwave in the 60s. Right now, practically every classroom that we have, all 13 of them, are studio classrooms with the most modern equipment, multiples of cameras, multiples of microphones, and every graduate course, about 95% of the graduate classes, as Lexi said, are in class, but also distance enabled. They are either synchronously transmitted or videotaped to be ready within the next hour for the students who are remotely joining to be able to follow it. So we have a reputation for distance education. So essentially, our master's programs can be on campus, or you could attend them as distance, and some call it online, and you can actually get a degree without setting foot on campus. Now, in addition, so that's possible for the domestic students in the United States, and that's also possible for students internationally, including Turkey. Now, the other thing is that the students may take some of their courses actually distance, and then come to, in their home country in Turkey, and then come to the United States to complete the degree. So and so that they have the benefit of spending some time on campus in the United States, in Dallas. The other thing also is that as long as you and Lexi knows the details about this, is that as long as you complete a certain number of the courses on campus, you are eligible, I think, by U.S. American law to be able to have OPT, I believe. And Lexi, maybe you want to put in a couple of sentences there.
Sure. So basically, as long as you complete one full academic year on campus, by the end of that academic year, you will be eligible for CPT and OPT.
So the short answer is that yes, you can. Every master's degree program is offered on campus and online, and you can do it fully on campus, fully online, or a combination. I think Mary had a question about, could you please, she says, could you please inform us about language requirements? Maybe that you could say a few words or take her information and communicate separately, either way.
So just real quick, in the chat, I put a little bit more information, more of our, the graduate application instructions. So if you have kind of specific questions about those types of requirements, so like the proof of English proficiency, letters of recommendation, do I have to take the GRE? That information is there, and I want you guys to be able to have that. But also English proficiency, we accept Duolingo, the IELTS and TOEFL. So TOEFL is an 80 minimum. IELTS is a 6.5 band score for the minimum, and our minimum Duolingo is a 110. So.
Okay, so I looked at the chat, Lexi, while you're looking at that. Several people asked for your and my contact info, email addresses.
Okay. My email is in the chat, kind of at the top, like the first message that I put in. That is my email address. That's the best way to reach me. I will also put our international page. So there's a place where you can connect with us, but it also has my contact information to where you can set up an appointment with me. So if you want to do more of a one-to-one meeting, you can go ahead and do that via this page that I'll put also in the chat. Also, I saw a couple of questions about undergrad related information, and I put in the chat the connect with us for the undergraduate information. So, but then, let's see. So, but if you do have undergraduate questions and not exactly sure where to go, kind of at the end of all of this, because we're sharing a lot of information with you guys right now, please just go ahead and email me, and I will get you directed to the right person.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's a question about how do I apply? I'm an undergraduate student, how do I apply? I think that maybe you can take the information, or they can email you directly, maybe. I don't know what would be the best way.
So there is information in the chat. I put undergraduate questions can be directed here, and then that information is right there for you. And then again, please email me and I'll get you in touch with the right people. Okay.
There's a question that says, do all the recommendation letters need to be academic? The answer is no. It's not necessary to have all the recommendation letters from professors. But, you know, if you have a combination that, you know, professors and other people who are qualified to, you know, pass judgment on you, that would be fine.
Okay. Let's see. So if you have more questions about scholarships and funding opportunities, please email me and we'll get you in touch with the right academic department to ask those types of questions too. I see that there's a question about life and living expenses in Dallas. So just to do a quick promotion, the next event that we will be doing with you, I am doing a presentation about kind of life as an SMU student and kind of what Dallas looks like. And so all of that information, we are going to be doing that in January. So watch for that, and we'll be providing that information to you. Okay. See, there's questions about scores. Go ahead and make sure that you're looking at the graduate application instructions. It's got all of that detailed on that page. We tried to be as thorough as possible with our new website update that happened, or new website launch. And so all of that information is on that page. So I think it looks like all of the questions that we have. Again, I will, at the bottom of this, put my email just in case. So it's there.
But in the meantime, please do, if you have any questions, maybe some questions you didn't think of asking during this session, please do follow up with Lexi or me. We would be delighted to provide information, help you, and make your life easy in terms of understanding, studying at SMU Lyle School of Engineering. So don't be hesitant. If you have any questions, please do get in touch with us.
Yes. Right.
Welcome, thank you very much. It was very informative.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So you covered all questions, and thank you for sharing your contact details so they can contact you for the further questions. Thank you very much again. It was very nice to welcome you at the IEFT Talks webinars.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Çok teşekkürler Volkan Bey tekrar.
Ben teşekkür ederim. İyi günler, iyi akşamlar.
İyi günler, iyi akşamlar. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.